What if the very vegetables you've trusted your whole life, the ones you've eaten with confidence, believing they were good for your body, were actually speeding up the aging process in your joints, your brain, and even your immune system? I know that may sound hard to believe, but for millions of older adults, it's exactly what's happening. And the saddest part, most people have no idea. They continue eating these foods daily, never realizing they're slowly robbing themselves of energy, balance, and even independence. Hi there, and welcome to Trusted Senior Health, your reliable guide to staying strong, sharp, and mobile as you age. Today's video is going to challenge what you thought you knew about healthy eating. We all grew up believing that vegetables are always good for you, and for the most part that's true. But after 60, your body changes. Blood flow slows down, inflammation rises, nutrient absorption decreases, and certain vegetables, yes, even ones that seem completely harmless, can quietly start working against you. Some spike your blood sugar, others irritate your stomach lining, and some even damage the tiny blood vessels in your brain and legs, leading to poor circulation, brain fog, and a much higher risk of falling. This isn't fear-mongering. This is science. According to a study published in the Journal of Gerontology, some vegetables, ones most people keep right in their kitchen, are directly linked to faster memory loss and worsening mobility in older adults. But don't worry, today's video is not about cutting out everything. It's about getting smart. For every vegetable you may need to avoid, there's a powerful, nourishing one you should eat instead. And that's what we're here to explore. Because after the age of 60, it's not just about how much you eat. It's about what works with your aging body, not against it. And by understanding how your food affects your joints, circulation, and nervous system, you can start feeling more energetic, more balanced, and more independent every single day. So if you care about your freedom, your brain, and your legs, stay with me. We're about to uncover the 3 common vegetables you may want to cut back on, and the 3 science-backed alternatives that can power your movement, sharpen your thinking, and support your body from the inside out. Welcome to Trusted Senior Health, the place where older adults turn when they want real answers, real science, and real strategies for living with strength, confidence, and independence. I've spent the past 3 decades helping seniors take control of their health, not just through medications or procedures, but through the daily choices that matter most: what we eat, how we move, and what we believe about aging. And if you've been feeling like your body just isn't keeping up the way it used to, if you've noticed more joint pain, slower reflexes, brain fog, or low energy, you are not alone. I hear this from patients every single day, and more often than not, it's not just about what they're missing. It's about what they don't realize they need to stop. You see, aging doesn't mean giving up your freedom, your memory, or your mobility. It just means your body has new needs. And if you're still eating the way you did in your 40s or 50s, some of those healthy habits might now be holding you back. That's exactly why this channel exists. At Trusted Senior Health, we break down the latest medical research and translate it into clear, simple advice that makes sense, especially for those of us over 60. Our goal isn't just to give you facts, it's to give you confidence. Because when you understand what's really going on inside your body, you can finally make choices that support the life you want to live: active, connected, and full of energy. In today's video, I'll be showing you 3 vegetables that may be quietly triggering inflammation, nerve issues, or circulation problems, the very things that cause balance issues, weakness, and mental fatigue in seniors. But we're not here to scare you. We're here to empower you. For each veggie you may want to avoid, I'll give you a practical, affordable, and science-backed alternative that can help protect your joints, improve brain function, and fuel your day with more steady energy. This isn't about trends. It's not about restriction, and it's certainly not about giving up the foods you love. It's about understanding how your body changes and how your food choices can either fight against those changes or work with them to keep you strong and stable for years to come. So take a deep breath, grab a pen if you'd like to take notes, and know this: you're in the right place and you're not alone. Before we dive into the specific vegetables, I want to take a moment to hear from you. Let me ask, where are you watching from today? I love seeing the responses from our trusted senior health community across the country and even around the world. We're growing into a beautiful network of older adults who are serious about protecting their health and staying active for years to come. So don't be shy. Say healthy in the comments and let us know what part of the world you're tuning in from. Now, here's something else I'd like to know. Have you ever experienced any of these symptoms, even though you thought you were eating healthfully? Maybe you eat your vegetables every day, yet still struggle with low energy, joint stiffness, brain fog, dizziness, or unsteady legs. Your story matters, because what we've found, both in research and in real life, is that health issues in seniors often aren't just caused by what's missing from the diet, but by what's still in the diet that no longer supports the aging body. And that's why your voice is so important here. Share your experiences, ask your questions. If something we talk about today sparks a memory or concern, drop it in the comments. I personally read them, and I do my best to respond when I can. This isn't just a video, it's a conversation, and your participation helps others feel seen and supported. And while you're there, make sure to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly videos on joint health, brain health, nutrition, circulation, balance, and everything you need to keep living independently and confidently. You deserve to have the tools and knowledge that make aging not just manageable, but empowering. Let's keep going. So here's what we're going to cover in today's video. We'll talk about 3 specific vegetables that many older adults eat regularly, sometimes even daily, believing they're doing something good for their health. But in reality, these vegetables may be quietly contributing to inflammation, nerve irritation, blood sugar spikes, and poor circulation. Over time, that can mean stiff joints, slower reflexes, memory problems, dizziness, and a higher risk of falls, all things that can seriously affect your independence and quality of life. Now, this doesn't mean you have to stop eating vegetables altogether. Absolutely not. What it does mean is that as we age, our bodies become more sensitive to certain compounds like solanine, lectins, and excess starch, which are found in some common healthy veggies. These compounds can interfere with digestion, blood flow, nerve transmission, and even the way your brain communicates with your muscles. That's the bad news. But here's the good news. For every vegetable you may want to reduce or avoid, I'm going to give you a science-backed alternative that's not only safer for people over 60, but actually works with your body to boost energy, support joint flexibility, improve circulation, and sharpen your thinking. These replacement veggies aren't exotic or expensive. In fact, you probably already have them in your kitchen. You just need to understand when and how to use them to your advantage. We'll walk through each pair, the one to reduce and the one to prioritize, and I'll explain why these changes are especially important after 60, what symptoms to watch for if your body isn't reacting well, and how to prepare these vegetables to maximize their nutrient power while keeping things simple, affordable, and delicious. This is not about extreme diets or giving up your favorite meals. It's about small, smart adjustments that help you feel more stable on your feet, more alert in your mind, and more energized throughout your day, without relying on pills, powders, or fad trends. So if you've ever wondered why you're still tired, stiff, or foggy despite eating healthy, this video might just give you the answers you've been missing and the practical next steps you've been looking for. Let's get started. 1. White potato, a comfort food that may be quietly harming your circulation. Let's begin with one of the most familiar and comforting vegetables in the American diet, the white potato. Whether it's baked, fried, mashed, or scalloped, white potatoes show up at nearly every family gathering and on dinner plates across the country. But if you're over 60 and you're still eating white potatoes several times a week, it might be time to reconsider. Here's why. White potatoes rank very high on the glycemic index, meaning they convert into sugar extremely quickly after you eat them. That rapid spike in blood sugar sets off a chain reaction in your body. Insulin surges, followed by a crash. Over time, these blood sugar swings lead to inflammation, stress on your blood vessels, and even increased fat storage around the midsection. For seniors, that inflammation is especially dangerous. It can damage the tiny capillaries in your legs, feet, and brain. The very vessels responsible for circulation, nerve signals, and balance. Poor circulation in these areas contributes to cold feet, numbness, joint stiffness, slow reflexes, and increased risk of falling, even if you're technically eating healthy. And remember, it's not just about calories or carbs. The light, pale color of white potatoes is a sign of their nutritional weakness. They lack the antioxidants and protective phytochemicals found in deeper colored vegetables. And when you top them with butter, sour cream, cheese, or bacon bits, it only gets worse. More saturated fat, more sodium, more inflammation. Take Franklin, for example, a 73-year-old retired railroad engineer who used to eat mashed potatoes every night for dinner. He never thought much of it. It was part of his routine, something warm and familiar. But slowly, he started noticing troubling changes. Cold, numb feet in the morning, knees that felt tight, a shaky feeling on the stairs. He thought it was just aging. Until we looked at his diet, white potatoes, especially paired with rich toppings, were subtly working against him, reducing circulation, increasing inflammation, making his body stiffer and slower without him realizing it. What to eat instead, boiled or steamed broccoli? When Franklin swapped out his nightly potatoes for a cup of cooked broccoli, something remarkable happened. Within just 2 weeks, his feet felt warmer, his knees loosened up, and he started walking with more confidence again. Why? Because broccoli is one of the most anti-inflammatory, circulation-boosting veggies you can eat. It's rich in sulforaphane, a compound found in cruciferous vegetables that helps calm inflammation, support blood flow, and protect both your joints and brain from oxidative damage. Broccoli also contains vitamin K, fiber, calcium, and antioxidants that improve digestion, keep your arteries flexible, and help regulate blood sugar, the exact opposite of white potatoes. Want to make the most of it? Steam it lightly or saute in a bit of olive oil. Avoid overboiling, which destroys the sulforaphane. 1 cup a day can make a real difference. Just ask Harold. 2. Eggplant. The nightshade that may be irritating your nerves and joints. Next up is another vegetable with a healthy reputation, but a hidden risk for many seniors: eggplant. Eggplants belong to the nightshade family, which also includes white potatoes, bell peppers, and tomatoes. While some people tolerate nightshades just fine, others, especially those over 60, develop a growing sensitivity to compounds inside them, particularly solanine. Solanine is a naturally occurring chemical that plants use to protect themselves from pests. But in the human body, solanine can be irritating to nerves, muscles, and joints, especially if you already deal with arthritis, joint stiffness, or nerve discomfort. Here's how it happens. Solanine contributes to low-grade inflammation that builds up slowly and quietly. You won't feel it like an injury. Instead, it shows up in subtle ways. Your legs feel heavier in the morning, your hips ache, your knees are stiffer going upstairs. It's not a weakness. It's inflammatory friction inside your joints and nerve pathways. And eggplants are sneaky. They show up in stews, casseroles, grilled dishes, and spreads like baba ganoush. You may be consuming solanine without even realizing it. Worse still, solanine has been shown to slow down nerve signal transmission, which can impair your reflexes, delay communication between your brain and legs, and increase your risk of tripping or falling, even when you're simply stepping off a curb. But the damage isn't just physical. Over time, this discomfort makes people start avoiding stairs, skipping walks, or turning down invitations, not because they're unwilling, but because their body just isn't keeping up. What to eat instead: zucchini, carrots, or leafy greens. If you suspect solanine sensitivity, pause eggplant for 2-3 weeks and track how you feel. Many seniors report less stiffness, more flexibility, and better balance once they make this adjustment. Instead, add vegetables that support joint mobility and reduce inflammation. Zucchini is easy to digest and low in irritating compounds. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which protects nerve tissue and boosts vision. Leafy greens like bok choy and cauliflower are anti-inflammatory, gentle on joints, and full of protective nutrients. Remember, this isn't about restriction, it's about precision. Your body is telling you something. Listen to it. 3. Green bell peppers, a crunchy culprit for inflammation and digestive trouble. Finally, let's talk about green bell peppers, a staple in stir-fries, salads, wraps, and omelets. They're bright, crisp, and low in calories. But for many seniors, they come with a hidden risk. Green bell peppers are rich in lectins, natural plant proteins that help defend plants from pests. But in the human body, lectins can bind to the gut lining, irritate the digestive tract, and trigger mild immune responses, especially in those over 60, whose gut lining is more fragile and prone to inflammation. This irritation can lead to what's known as leaky gut, a condition where tiny openings form in the intestinal wall. That allows particles to slip into the bloodstream and cause inflammation in distant parts of the body, especially the joints and nerves. You may notice stiffness in your ankles, subtle bloating, increased fatigue, or even mood swings. You might blame aging, but it could be what's hiding in your salad. And here's a fun fact. Green bell peppers are just unripe red, yellow, or orange peppers. They haven't developed their full antioxidant profile yet, which means they have lower nutrition and higher lectin content. What to eat instead: red, yellow, or orange bell peppers. The solution isn't to ditch peppers entirely. Just choose the ripened versions. Red, yellow, and orange bell peppers contain higher levels of vitamin C, beta-carotene, and antioxidants, with significantly fewer lectins. They're also sweeter, more colorful, and more nourishing overall. You can roast them, saute them, or enjoy them raw, and feel confident they're supporting your digestion, not compromising it. If you've been dealing with bloating, mild brain fog, or unexplained joint pain, try removing green bell peppers for a few weeks and replacing them with their ripe counterparts. The difference may surprise you. So, what's the big picture here? All 3 of the veggies we've discussed today, white potatoes, eggplant, and green bell peppers, have certain compounds that may trigger inflammation, disrupt nerve communication, or impair circulation in older adults. That doesn't mean they're bad for everyone. But if you're over 60 and you've been struggling with balance, stiffness, or fatigue, it's worth taking a closer look. And remember, for every food that may be holding you back, there's a better, science-backed option to move you forward, like broccoli, carrots, zucchini, leafy greens, and ripe bell peppers. These are the kinds of small, daily swaps that can lead to stronger legs, better brain clarity, and more freedom to enjoy life on your terms. So let's take a moment to bring everything together. Over the last several minutes, we've looked closely at 6 vegetables, 3 that may be doing more harm than good as we age, and 3 that can help restore strength, improve circulation, and protect the very systems we depend on for independence. Let's begin with the 3 vegetables you may want to rethink or reduce, especially after 60. White potatoes. These familiar favorites may seem harmless, even comforting. But behind the nostalgia lies a troubling truth. White potatoes rank high on the glycemic index, spike your blood sugar, and trigger inflammation. Over time, this can damage the tiny blood vessels in your legs and brain, leading to numbness, joint pain, and reduced coordination. For older adults, that could mean less balance, slower reflexes, and a higher fall risk, all without realizing it's coming from something as ordinary as your dinner. Eggplant. It looks healthy and it's often featured in Mediterranean diets. But for many seniors, eggplant is a hidden source of solanine, a compound that irritates nerves and joints, especially if you already deal with stiffness, arthritis, or mobility issues. Solanine doesn't cause a dramatic reaction. It works slowly, making your legs feel heavy, your joints inflamed, and your movement sluggish. You might chalk it up to aging, but in reality, it could be a food sensitivity that's quietly wearing you down. Green bell peppers. Colorful and crunchy, green peppers are often seen as a diet food, but they're also the least ripe of the bell pepper family, and they're high in lectins, which can irritate your gut, disrupt nutrient absorption, and cause inflammation throughout your body. Over time, that inflammation can affect your joints, brain clarity, and digestion. Again, especially in those over 60. Many seniors feel bloated, stiff, or foggy after eating green peppers without ever realizing the connection. But here's the powerful part. You don't have to give up on vegetables. In fact, you simply need to pivot toward better choices that are in harmony with your body's changing needs. Let's review the 3 veggies to eat instead. To support joint strength, brain health, energy, and independence, broccoli. This cruciferous green isn't trendy or flashy, but it's a powerhouse of sulforaphane, a natural compound that reduces inflammation, supports blood flow, and even sharpens mental clarity. It's rich in fiber, calcium, vitamin K, and antioxidants, all of which protect your bones, heart, and brain. Seniors who eat broccoli regularly report more stable energy, better movement, and reduced pain in their knees and legs. Steam it, saute it, enjoy it often, and let your body thank you. Carrots. Bright, crunchy, and inexpensive, carrots deliver beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A, essential for maintaining strong vision, healthy nerves, and sharp reflexes. Carrots also combat oxidative stress, support immune function, and protect the delicate vessels and nerve endings in your legs. That means stronger brain-to-muscle communication and better balance. Whether raw or lightly cooked, carrots are one of the most overlooked tools for healthy aging. Spinach. This leafy green addresses multiple challenges at once: circulation, vision, coordination, and even mood. It's packed with natural nitrates, which open up blood vessels and increase oxygen to the muscles and brain, giving you more stamina, quicker reflexes, and better focus. Plus, it contains lutein, zeaxanthin, magnesium, vitamin K, and folate, nutrients that help protect your retina, build strong bones, and stabilize your nervous system. A handful a day can do wonders. Now, some of these changes may seem small: swapping mashed potatoes for broccoli, replacing green peppers with red ones, adding a few baby carrots to lunch. But I promise you, these small changes have a compounding effect. Because every time you sit down for a meal, you're casting a vote. You're either voting for better circulation or more inflammation, sharper reflexes or slower nerve signals, steady energy or midday crashes, confidence or caution, freedom or frustration. And as we age, those votes matter more than ever. Your legs, your brain, your joints, they're all listening to the nutrients you feed them. And if you're thinking, well, maybe it's too late for me, I want to bring you back to Harold. He's 73. For years, he ate white potatoes every single night. He had stiff knees, numb feet, and difficulty with stairs. He assumed that was just the cost of aging, but all he did was swap the potatoes for broccoli. And within 2 weeks, his circulation improved, his balance returned, and he started walking and living with more confidence than he had in years. That's the power of informed decisions. That's what trusted senior health is all about. I want you to remember something, especially if you've been feeling discouraged. If your legs have been stiff, If your balance is off, if your brain feels foggy, or if your energy just isn't what it used to be, you are not broken, you are not helpless, and you most certainly are not alone. The truth is, our bodies are constantly talking to us. Every ache, every stumble, every sluggish afternoon is a signal. And the good news is, you can respond. You can support your body's needs in this season of life, starting right now with the foods you put on your plate. You don't need a complicated diet plan. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to make one smart, intentional decision at a time. One swap, one adjustment, one serving of something that feeds your strength instead of your struggle. And when you do that, when you shift from simply eating healthy to eating wisely for your age, everything changes. You think more clearly. You move more confidently. You start saying yes again to stairs, to walks, to outings, to life. That's the mission here at Trusted Senior Health, to help you reconnect with the powerful truth that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean freedom. If you listen to your body, understand its new needs, and give it what helps, not what harms. So the next time you're in the kitchen, ask yourself, is this helping me feel stronger, or is it quietly stealing my energy? That question alone can change the trajectory of your week and your future. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which vegetable surprised you the most today? Was it the white potato, the eggplant, or maybe the green bell pepper? And which of the good ones, broccoli, carrots, or spinach, do you already enjoy or plan to add more starting today? Drop your answers in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else who's watching and feeling unsure. We're building a real community here. One comment, one decision, one day at a time. And if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Trusted Senior Health. It helps more people just like you discover practical, research-backed advice they can actually use without fear, without confusion, and without giving up the foods they love. We've got plenty more videos coming soon on how to protect your heart, strengthen your legs, improve your memory, and feel good in your body again. Even well past 60, because aging may be inevitable, but suffering, that's optional. Stay strong, stay sharp, and stay with us. We're here for you every step of the way.